However, this calcium appetite hypothesis, as suggested by Turdoff, deserves much more investigation, since in human it is only at the speculative stage. And I believe that not only this hypothesis, but the whole relationship between micronutrients and obesity deserve much more investigation. It would probably help us better understand obesity and better understand his treatment. And more research into this area could also help us answer some concerns that have recently been raised regarding the fact that the high availability of micronutrient supplements combined with the food fortification could lead some individuals to have intakes which are much above the tolerable upper intake levels, and more specifically a pregnant woman to whom supplementation in the micronutrients are recommended. And believe it or not, but that has been associated with an acceleration of the development of obesity in rats, showing that we don't have yet all the answers to this relationship. So I would like to thank you for your attention, and to thank my former colleague in Laval University, as well as the sponsors of this study. So thank you.
We have time for several questions.
Very nice talk. I'm curious, has anybody done this experimentally where they, for example, calcium supplement, let's say, a low-fat primary food source, and then see if the animals will overeat, for example, cheese or whatever?
Yeah, no. It has always been done mostly in solutions, in like water-based beverage in animals, or mixed in foods, and but no. But calcium appetite have been examined in sheep, chickens, rats, and in each case there's a very interesting, strong drive to choose calcium-containing food when they are deprived of it.
Right, but you'd anticipate that in sheep and chickens, at least, there's not much drive to eat high-fat diets.
No.
Right.
And that's why, the relationship, it is very complex. Yeah.
Thank you for this nice talk. It seems that calcium is very good against obesity, but my question, are there any situation with the high intake of calcium would be deleterious? I don't know, thinking about hypertension, for example.
Thinking about, sorry?
Hypertension. Could calcium intake would be bad in that situation?
Well, I think that it's all the rest. You need to find the right balance. And I don't think that the solution is to give people like a super high amount of calcium. I think just the right amount would be the best. But again, what is the right amount in obese or morbidly obese people? The dietary reference intake are made for healthy adults. So we don't know, depending on the size of the adults, does that change? So.
Thank you for an excellent talk. There's controversy in the literature in terms of the source of calcium. Do you think all calcium is equal, or does dairy calcium got benefits?
Mm-hmm. Well, you mean for the effect it could have on body weight, or?
I believe, in fact, one of your references is reporting that there's more weight loss with dairy calcium, and so on. I wondered if you had any thoughts on that.
I don't think that it has been shown that depending on the type of calcium, like in a supplement, let's say if you use a caltrat, or I don't think there has been difference or that has been compared. Of course, a very possible hypothesis is that calcium or dairy product food in the diet just replaces less healthy and more energy dense one, which could, explain a large part of the inverse relationship between calcium or dairy food intake and lower body weight. Yeah.
You mentioned that there was some evidence for decreased bioavailability of vitamin D. Can you just elaborate on that?
Yes. It is not clear, but I was trying to understand myself, but from what I have seen in the study I presented there, they gave both ultraviolet radiation and later on vitamin D taken orally. And they could see that when it was taken orally, the bioavailability was a bit increased, suggesting that with sun exposure, the vitamin D would be sequestered in the fat mass. But I cannot explain it more than that, and I think it's not fully explained unless I've missed a few articles out there.
Merci beaucoup pour une belle présentation. I'm Pierre Geoffroy from Toronto. Just want to point out a couple of things. Number one, there are many societies where milk and dairy products are not consumed, yet rates of obesity are very low. The other thing I'd like to point out is that you quoted Harvey Anderson. He's also done work to show that the beauty of milk products is that it comes with whey protein and casein, which in and of themselves are very important in controlling appetite. So it may be that calcium has a role to play, but certainly whey and casein in milk products are very important as well in terms of appetite control.
Yeah, totally. And I totally agree with you. The objective was not to say that a supplement or dairy was one of the other was better. It was just to point out that there seems to be something out there, and it probably deserves more investigation. But of course, there's a lot of other components in dairy that are related to appetite and food intake. I totally agree.